Hey guys, recently today on Twitter, I noticed something that I'm pretty sure has gotten a lot of people talking. And no, it's not the Bully Ray fan incident, although Bully Ray is involved in this. Nor is it Chris Jericho protesting Fyter Fest. It's not that. What it is that Bully Ray and Chris Jericho, and I'm sure several other wrestlers, past and present, have recently given a lot of praise and respect to Undertaker and Goldberg for the match at Super Showdown in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And obviously, in these tweets, they do kind of acknowledge that the match was not pretty. It was not the best. It was bowling shoe ugly, as JR would put it. But they still went out there in 100-degree weather, 100-degree plus weather, and were able to kind of try to put on a decent match, or at least a more salvageable match. Now, in contrast to this, you have fans like Deluxe Man, Alex, and several others. I'm pretty sure there's more out there that understand and respect the opinions of a Jericho and a Bully Ray and other men and women that have competed or still compete in the ring. But even though they show that respect, they do kind of counter-argue the fact that, yeah, Undertaker and Goldberg may deserve and should have your respect for what they did, but in the eyes of someone like the Lex Man, they shouldn't have to go out at their age in that environment of 100-degree weather and, go and kill each other when they don't need to. Basically, what people like Alex and I'm sure like Deluxe Man and Kyle Loves Wrestling and Chase Oliver and others may say is that, look, Goldberg and Undertaker deserve all the respect in the world. They tried at the beginning, and even Deluxe Man pointed this out when he talked about it. He said they tried at the beginning to have a decent match. It started off strong, but then it just went downhill from there. And what Alex is trying to point out, along with others, is guys like Undertaker and Goldberg have done so much for this business, that they don't need to continuously go out there and put their careers, if not their livelihood and their lives, on the line because somebody wants to have that, as people put it, that blood money handed over to them by a royal family in Saudi Arabia. Basically, Alex has put it best that if you're going to do an Undertaker Goldberg match, you should have saved it for SummerSlam or WrestleMania or Survivor Series, an event that's more appropriate for it than basically, as a lot of people put it, a throwaway mega level house show that you're only putting on because Saudi Arabia's royal family is giving you money, or as some people put it, blood money. And again, from what I could tell with the tweets from Chris Jericho and Bully Ray, among others, is they're not saying that Undertaker and Goldberg shouldn't have competed or shouldn't have had that match elsewhere. They're not saying that. They're just saying that, look, what they're saying basically is for what these guys just put themselves through, in the middle of the desert, if you will, in 100-degree weather, 100-degree plus weather, in a very hostile country or city in the eyes of some, they have earned more respect than they've ever had. But like I said, I can see where Alex and others as fans are coming from. It's like, yeah, we understand. You are showing them that respect because they deserve that respect. They've earned it for everything they've contributed to the business, but they don't have to constantly go out there, especially in a throwaway house show that's not going to really mean anything at the end of the day or at the end of the year. It's not going to really mean anything, and kill each other. So, I can understand from both sides. I mean, I get it. I get it from a fan perspective. Look, Goldberg and Undertaker have done everything they can. If you wanted to do the match, then do the match at a more significant event that's more important, more viable, one that you want people to go to and sell out the arena to see. Something like a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series or a Royal Rumble or a WrestleMania makes more sense. Instead of some throwaway, souped up house show just because you're getting paid millions, if not billions of dollars by the Saudi Arabia royal family. And, you know, I'm sure Jericho and Bully Ray and others that have been in the ring, have competed, still compete in the ring, they understand and respect, they understand that. They understand and feel the same way that we, the fans, do. That guys like Goldberg and Undertaker shouldn't have to fly over to a place like Jeddah, Saudi Arabia to wrestle in a special attraction match against each other, all because Vince McMahon is being paid that sweet Saudi money, as Jason Solomon puts it. Solomon said that sweet Saudi money. They shouldn't have to do that. They could have easily, if they wanted to, they could have just went on, put the matches that they had, maybe added an additional match here and there, and ended the event with the 50-man battle royal. It would have made more sense. It would have. I mean, think about it. Mansoor is from Saudi Arabia. What would have been a better decision to end the show with? Undertaker, Goldberg's match going downhill and being noted as one of the worst matches in recent WWE history? Or ending it with the hometown hero winning the largest battle royal as WWE was plugging it in its company's history? What would have made more sense? Exactly. Mansoor winning the battle royal and ending the show like that. But again, I can understand and see from both ends. I could see from the pro wrestler's perspective the respect that they give Goldberg and Undertaker for at least sucking it up, putting the pride aside, and going out there and trying to do this match, even though they probably both knew it was bull crap. And in the end result, at the end, a whole heated backstage argument between the two occurred. So that doesn't help. And then you're having the match done in 100-degree weather, even at night. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. So I can understand where the respect comes from that perspective. Again, when I read the tweets, I didn't read Jericho and Bully Ray saying, "Oh, it was a great match. It was the greatest match of all time. Oh, these guys put on a decent match." No, all I read and saw was respect. They respected for Undertaker and Goldberg doing what they did, even though they probably knew, just like the superstars that went there knew, that it was nothing but BS, all because Vince wants money. And that's it. That's it. And I can understand. Again, I get where Deluxe Man and others are coming from. Fans are coming from, even some insiders. Like, yeah, you can heap all the respect and praise you want to Goldberg and Undertaker, and they well deserve it, no doubt. But they shouldn't have to have that shown by men and women that have competed against them in this ring. They shouldn't have to have people say that about them, because they went out of the way to compete in a match they didn't need to, and they nearly killed each other. You see, Alex basically said it best. He doesn't want guys like Taker and Goldberg to not have to, end their careers, in the ring and end up in a wheelchair because of it. Basically, guys like Deluxe Man, Kyle Loves Wrestling, and many others would rather have Goldberg and Taker, if they were to do the match originally, first time ever, have it done in a way that makes more sense. It's in an air-conditioned building, an environment, and it's on an event that probably deserves to have it more so than some throwaway house show. Even if it's on a mega level, house show level. But point is, when you take a look, fans agree. Undertaker and Goldberg do deserve the respect heaped to them and given to them by men and women like Bully Ray, Chris Jericho, and others for what they tried to do, or for what they did, even though they knew it was probably wrong, it was BS when it came to Super Showdown. But when it comes to the fans, it's more like, yeah, we understand that and we agree with the respect, but they shouldn't have to have respect heaped on them even more so because they were put in an environment they shouldn't have been put into in the first place, unless it's meant for something bigger and more spectacular and more deserving, like let's say a SummerSlam, a Survivor Series, Rumble, or WrestleMania. So, yeah, fans understand. The fans understand, and the respect that people like Bully Ray and Jericho give. But in the end, what they're trying to get across is that we understand that respect, but we don't want guys like Taker and Goldberg to kill each other, especially in 100-degree weather, when pretty much maybe the weather and the heat played a factor in the match kind of botching up because the heat was getting to them. I don't know. But let me know what your thoughts are. Do you agree with the superstars showing the respect to Goldberg and Taker for doing what they did, even though they probably knew along with them, Goldberg and Taker, that it was BS? Or do you agree with the fans that understand and respect the opinions and the respect given to Taker and Goldberg by the fellow peers and all that, but basically believe that that respect shouldn't be heaped upon because of something like what they did in Super Showdown? Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. And I am out.